Fixing my chair. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today? It is Sunday. So there we go. It is Sunday. We're gonna be recapping. So how was that? We're gonna be recapping the Steelers Colts game. Talking about some other games around the league. So yeah, let's get it.
Image, your beats are so fire.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Uh, it is football season. The ups and downs of football season is here. And today is one of those days, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. We're also going to talk about scores from around the league. Maybe joined by some guests, but we will see. Pay the bills. What's up, Pay the bills? How you doing? Hate to see it happen. Yep, we hate to see it. It's unfortunate, but that is football. That is football. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Appreciate you stopping by. All right. So let's get into a couple games from around the league first before we talk about the Steelers. Um, one second. Sorry about that, you guys. I was getting a call by my daughter, and that was a call I had to take. All right. So let's get to some scores around the league. Bengals beat the Panthers to get their first win of the season, um, which is was a good game. But Panthers believe they're 1-3 now. Yeah, 1-3. Bengals are 1-3. So Bengals get their first win. We also had Falcons take out the Saints. Broncos beating the Jets. That was a low scoring game. Vikings pulling out the win against the Packers. Uh, Bears getting the win versus the Rams. Bucks blowing out Philly. Right now, currently 49ers are beating the Patriots. Commanders are beating the Cardinals. Chiefs are behind it versus the Chargers. We got a tie game with the Browns and Raiders. Bills and Ravens will be later tonight. Justin Fields should be a Panther. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Unfortunately, I didn't set up any of the things, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to bear with me. It's been a rough morning, but let's get into it. Uh Steelers go into Indianapolis and lose 24-27. Uh Richardson started the game off, but got hurt and stepped out the game, or was taken out of the game, and stepped in Old Faithful in Joe Flacco. 16 for 26, 168 yards, two touchdowns. Justin Fields, 22 for 34, 312 yards, one touchdown plus two rushing touchdowns. And look, we're going to look at this game, and it's a tale of two halves, but also a tale of two of just two. Yeah, it's a tale of two halves, because in the first half, Steelers were down 17-0. They were able to get a late field goal, and you're just thinking, wow, this is bad. and you're in panic mode. Steelers come out and they're able to start putting some points on the board. But the thing that the Steelers have been known for and what we didn't see was our defense playing up to the level we need to. Now, I've been seeing Twitter going off. And there's some things that, and we will talk about it, but there were some missed tackles, some misassignments, things like that. I mean, it happens. But at this level, especially being the defense that we are, you kind of want to not have those happen consistently. Um, Seemed like we didn't hear TJ Watt's name called. We didn't really hear um, Nick Herbert was able to get in there and cause some havoc, but nothing major. Minka Fitzpatrick had a bad penalty called on him, which I think that's something I'm going to discuss maybe on Tuesday with Bronny and Hendo. Um, when it comes to these personal foul calls when hitting a player, I understand that helmet to helmet happens and things like that, but this play obviously there was no helmet to helmet. It was just a shoulder to shoulder with a little bit of the the sounding like a helmet to helmet uh, hit, but after replay it shows there wasn't rules official that usually you see on games who talk about the rules and what happened. Even said that that wasn't helmet to helmet and should have been flagged, but that's neither here or there. It happens. But I feel like this game was winnable for the Steelers. But in the areas we lacked today, defensively, the running game was just weird because when it was someone other than Harris running the ball was great. But Harris ran the ball for 13 times for only 19 yards. That's at 1.5 yards per carry. That's horrible. Uh, Cordell Patterson ran the ball 6 times and had 43 yards. He was averaging 7.2 yards per carry. I think there's going to be some discussion if he's healthy to play that maybe he either be the starter or start taking more of a load of running the ball because it just seems like Harris is just I don't know. Obviously if you've watched the show before, you've heard Rodney talk about Rodney Handel say that Harris is just not that guy. This game kind of solidified that because this was bad. You can't run the ball 13 times and only get 19 yards. And have a guy come in behind you who's not a starter and average not only more yards per carry, but then also have less carries and have more yards per carry plus more yards. So I think they need to look at that. George Pickens, say what you want, 7 receptions, 113 yards, had a great game, but gave up a big fumble right near the goal line, right when the Steelers needed to score. And he's trying to score. He's trying to break free, but you got to be careful and you got to make sure you secure the ball and you got to be cognizant of that. You got to be thinking that he ends up fumbling and they end up getting it back, the ball back. And it was just wow. But we're going to continue on the Steelers in a second. But once the person in the back is ready, I'm going to bring him on. Better not expect fans to wait to the next 2 years to have a QB. And now Archie Manning will be in 2026. Now the Panthers had missed tackles. I didn't get to see the game too much, Mr. J. So I didn't. I was really focusing on that game and the Jets Broncos game because all I needed was 3 yards from Allen and a touchdown from Brees Hall, and I would have cleaned up. And guess what happens? Neither. But are you good in the background to bring you on? Thumbs up? Nope, not yet. Okay, so we're gonna wait. Just looking at the receiving, I mean, again, looking at Justin Fields, I mean, 22 for 34 yards, 312 yards, 1 touchdown, plus he ran for 2 touchdowns. I mean, he really put this team on the shoulder. And if you're going on Twitter right now, People are calling for Russ, and there's all this craziness going on. And it's just like, what are we doing? And what are what are we doing here? Like Justin Fields, we're not even in that game without him. He made some great throws. Now, granted, people were complaining about some of the throws that he didn't make, which is understandable. Like obviously we can point that out, but we don't know what he sees on the field. We don't know what he sees out there, and so I think that's kind of a tough call to make when it comes to criticizing a QB for not making throws when you don't know what he sees. It might have been a split second. He has to make a decision. Um, Person in the background, you ready? Okay, bring him on. My good friend, Mr. Ferris McDonough. How you doing today, sir? Happy Sunday. Unfortunately, it's not working. Can't hear you. No, can't hear you. Can't hear your great intro.
Oh, now you can hear me.
Now we can hear you.
Now you can hear me. Take two.
I'ma need a day off. I think I call Ferris up.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. How you doing today, sir? With the fresh cut.
I'm doing good. I'm
Doing
doing
good.
swell.
Happy Sunday. I know your team played Thursday, and
Yep.
we'll get into that right now.
We don't have to.
It's okay. We could bring you came on. It was a close game, 20-15, Dallas versus New York. Just give us your overall thoughts on that game.
That was a good game. Defense showed up. They made some good plays. They put us in a place to win. The offense needs to show up, and I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter where it's like we're getting mad at Daniel Jones for something he's not exactly. We know what he is. We want him to be something he's not. He was overpaid. He's a $40 million QB who's not making plays to win the game. Yes, was our running game a little shoddy? Was it very bad? Yes, it was. But when stuff are not working, your $40 million QB needs to win you the game. You know what I mean? Kansas City, Arizona, Cincinnati, Baltimore. Not every week everything's gonna go perfect. The defense showed up. They stopped them. They had that one big play with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was torching Tay Banks, but overall, it was a solid defensive performance by the other parts of the unit. Their offensive line stopped their pass rush. They couldn't get like last year. The first game against Dallas was week 1 Sunday night. You know what I mean? It's they had like 8 sacks that night, but Thursday they only had 1 sack because they moved the pocket. They made them run. They made them overly think, and it was a good play calling pass rush passing wise by the New York Giants. But running, apparently stop the run, apparently, I guess. Unlike, they didn't do that, Yeah, nowadays it is. Nowadays it is because, these quarterbacks are getting $50-60 million here and there. But
can I just get a million first? I just want a million.
I just give me one. I just give me
just
one.
Give me one. I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Yeah, man.
Now, Ferris, I know we were talking earlier. You said you didn't watch many of the games because you're a working man and you got some rest. But I wanted to ask you something, and I don't have the play up. But there was 2 plays in this game of Steelers Colts that I believe did change the game, and we can talk about it.
I heard it was like a penalty, right? It was like a penalty or something.
Yeah, so it's a personal foul. Mika Fitzpatrick, Mitchell for the Colts is running up the sideline. Flacco throws him the ball. The ball is out of reach. He's not going to get to it. But Minka's coming from the field, coming from the side on the sideline, and as you see the ball drop in front of the receiver, Minka tries to let up and hits him with the shoulder, and they hit shoulder to shoulder. And as the shoulders hit, bodies collide, and the guy doesn't go down. He doesn't flail, nothing like that. He doesn't drop to his knees. He just kind of goes out of bounds. They called personal foul. We have seen personal fouls. We've seen defensive receivers, things like that. But in this case, it was just a bad call.
I need to see the play because
yeah, it's hard to kind of.
if
Yeah,
that's
let me
the
see if I
play
can
you're
find it.
talking about, that sounds like it should have been called pass interference, but it wouldn't have been called pass interference if you're telling me the ball was uncatchable. If the ball's uncatchable, there is no flag. There pass interference doesn't get called. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, let me see if I can find the play on Twitter because I
so
know
yeah.
people were looking for it. Should be right.
Yo man, Washington's beating the shit out of Arizona.
I mean, it's Arizona.
I
All right,
picked
here
them
we
to
go.
win this week.
Pick Washington.
No, I picked
That's a smart
Arizona.
man. Oh well. All right, here we go. Here's the play.
Yeah.
Let me just find it. So they call unnecessary roughness on this play.
So no, it was catchable. It was catchable.
Well, it was out of his like he wasn't like you see how that's not a flag.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's not a flag.
That's not a flag,
Yeah,
and
nah.
they ended up scoring.
So yeah, so the play's already over because the ball already hit the ground.
Dirty players don't get the benefit of the doubt. That
That's
wasn't
also
benefit of the doubt. That wasn't benefit of the doubt though. That's a just
see, boom,
like
bang. Yeah, that's not a flag. That's not a flag. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not a flag. Not in my opinion. My opinion, that's not a flag.
yeah. And so where I was kind of what was it right there? What I was kind of getting at is um he took a step and he hit a receiver.
Yeah,
Okay, but
but
if
no,
he
but
if he's gonna
but
if he's
the
able to
thing is,
catch that ball, the
the thing
safety's trying to
is,
separate the ball
he
from
can't.
him.
His forward motion is taking him to the receiver. So so the thing is, the reason he hits him is that he takes a great angle, right? Because you want to take an angle ahead of the player so you can meet him at the apex. So he meets him at the apex because he takes a great angle. The problem is AD Mitchell doesn't extend. He Ricky Waters it for who? For what? You know what I mean? He doesn't extend, so the ball drops. But due to the fact that Micah took a great angle, they end up colliding at the apex. That's not a penalty.
Yeah, that's definitely not a penalty. And even
Um,
and Brian's saying, well, the ball was on the ground. Yeah, because that's fine, but they're saying that's what was it again? I can't remember what he said.
personal foul,
Unnecessary rough.
or something like that.
No, it wasn't a personal.
And two, he wasn't out of bounds. So like most of those unsportsmanlike conducts or personal fouls are usually when quarterbacks are out of bounds and they get pushed. That would make more sense. I would agree with it. But they were both still in bounds. The momentum of the defensive player was already moving towards the apex as Micah took a good angle, and they just met at the apex.
Unnecessary. It was unnecessary roughness. That's not unnecessary.
Yeah,
that's unnecessary. I've seen worse hits.
Yeah.
What up, Sergeant? Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, I've seen worse.
I don't agree. Yeah, I don't agree with
but,
this call.
But you can't. I mean, obviously the Steelers can't just blame the whole game on this. Steelers had an opportunity to win the game. They got the ball back. Justin Field has scored 2 rushing touchdowns, threw another touchdown to Freiermuth. They get the ball back from the Colts, and then Justin Fields, they hike the ball. Justin Fields not even looking at the ball, gets hit in the helmet. Ball goes back 12 yards. They're able to get some of those yards back the next play, but then 4th down, they have to go for it, and they end up not executing, and it was just it was a tough loss. There were inbounds and the play was over. Like I said, dirty players don't get the benefit of the doubt.
Right. He's right. Dirty
but
players
but then it doesn't. But you have to. You can't do that. It has to be within the play. You have to concentrate on what happens in the play. You can't say, well, this guy's known for dirty play, so I'm assuming that it was dirty. You can't do that. Like, you can't. In basketball or something, that's maybe a little different.
Sure,
But
this football, it's worse. A dirty player in football is worse. You could end someone's life. Like
you
I'm sorry.
can, but you know what though? You know what though, Ferris? You know that's part of the deal. You sign up for football, you know something
No,
could happen
you're
to you.
part of the physicality and aggression is part of the deal. You know, dirtiness. It's never been a part of the deal. There have been dirty players over the years, absolutely. You know that you can watch the '70s, like to this. You know, yeah, we get it, but it's still not part of the deal. It shouldn't. It should have never been accepted, right? Like that's always been people's biggest problem with the '70s Raiders and Jack Voodoo Tatum, right? Voodoo was one of the best safeties in the game in the 70s, but no one really talks about him anymore because he represented something that the NFL doesn't want to highlight anymore. He went out there to kill people. Literally. He was he I think you know Derek Stingley Jr.
Yes.
His grandpa was paralyzed by Jack Tatum. Like he was his grandpa Daryl Stingley. Like Voodoo hits him right in his spine, falls, boom, loses his legs. You don't want should when you play football should be like, oh yeah, you being paralyzed is part of the game. No,
It's not no, but the problem is, Ferris, is that there's a chance that if you get hurt a certain way, that could happen.
exactly. We know that if it's not avoidable, yes. But like
So you can't. But you can't. So then,
if you're diving at people's knees, you did that on purpose. You did it on purpose.
But you're trying to make a tackle.
But diving at the knees, that's what the whole chest is right here. You have a whole chest.
Ferris, let me ask you a question. How many times did we see people go tackle a big back up top and just get absolutely murdered, get ran over, can't make a play?
All the time. That's why you don't go too high. See,
okay,
so
where
right here, Suge, in the waist, the chest, waist
even
area.
even in the west and the chest and the belt area, there's some guys you hit them there, they don't go down.
Well, then
what's the easiest?
Well, you know what? You weak then. It's your fault. That's
it's not. It's not. But that's not. That's not.
Get in the gym.
So hold up. Hold up, Ferris. We talk about you and me love MMA, and what's great about MMA? The knockouts, right?
Yes.
But not everybody can knock somebody out, right?
No.
So what do people use? Jiu-jitsu. And they sit there and lay on top of somebody. And people don't like that, right? But it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Tackling at the knees is part of the game.
Shug, you just compare jiu-jitsu to diving at someone's knees. That's an absurd equivalency.
Hold on, Ferris.
I just woke up. Why am I yelling already? I hate you.
Ferris. When you're tackling somebody, the only place where you played football, where's the one place you're not supposed to tackle?
Head.
Thank you.
And knees.
They don't ever say that. They've never ever say don't tackle at the knees.
They literally in tackling drills, they tell you aim at the waist. Aim at the waist. Put your head across the body. They say that all the time.
Ferris, if you
this is the area.
Yes, but but they don't say don't tackle at the knees. If you can't take a guy out, you take him. You go low on him to take him out. That's Ferris. You played football. We both played football. That has always been a thing.
Yeah, exactly, sure. When we played football, games changed. People saw what happened.
There's nothing changed. Hold up. Have they outlawed tackling at the knees?
Let me tell you something. It was literally the Miami game. You remember when in the Miami game where Jordan Cameron had his knees completely destroyed? Literally that happened. Ray Lewis did that to Dustin Keller. You know, it happens.
Yes, but you can't call somebody dirty for trying to tackle somebody.
Because the game evolved back then. It's now at this point, don't go high, don't go low. Now it's being taught.
So wait. So linemen, are the linemen still allowed to do cut blocks?
No, it's illegal.
Okay, well then.
It's illegal. You can't go the high low block that we used to talk about. You go high, I go low. They can't do that. Running backs can't go low on defensive linemen's knees anymore. It's illegal. Game has changed. It's changed. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When we played, it was legal. I saw Ray Lewis take out people's knees. He took out Dustin Keller's knees.
Yes,
Jordan
but
Cameron's knees.
the head is different. Tackling
But
somebody at the
it was
legs.
okay back then. But it was okay back then. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But then they were like, yo, we shouldn't allow that part anymore. But that was going, Suge, famously, you don't want to go down the middle of the field. Why? Because the safety's going to take you out because they're going to aim at your head. Headshots. Remember headshots from a safety? Ronnie Lott, Rod Woodson, all of them. But now it's like you can't hit them in the head. DJ Swearinger. Ray Lewis took him out legally on the Monday night game. Sorry, my bad to Dustin Keller. He got taken out twice. Ooh, damn, Dustin. Oh, that's horrible. But yeah, now it's different. They it happened. It was a primetime game. It was Dustin Keller. It was Jordan Cameron.
We're talking about headshots compared to tackling somebody in the leg area. It's not the same.
So Suge, if you dive and you grab and you wrap, that's fine at the leg area. But if you're going torpedo into someone's knee, that's different. If you're alligator tackling someone, that's different than going straight on torpedo at someone's kneecap. That's completely different. You know it, right?
There's nothing vile about tackling somebody, Brownie. Get out of here with that shit. Go ahead. I'm talking
about the alligator tackle. If I dive at your knees, but I'm diving to alligator tackle you, that's fine. But the problem is they're not trying to alligator tackle people like they were taught in practice. Literally, we were taught this in practice. They're torpedoing someone's kneecap. They're going straight helmet to kneecap. They don't care.
That's not even what happened. Minka hit him with the shoulder.
No, but the Minka one right here, I agree with you. But the problem is he's done that before in his reputation. We're talking about reputation here. Reputation. That's the problem. We're talking about reputation. He had a reputation of doing the dirty stuff. But so he didn't get the benefit of that.
But again, I know. But
you're saying his reputation.
Bronny's bringing up this tackle.
Yeah.
That it's dirty, and it's not dirty. If you tackle somebody,
I don't remember the tackle.
It was a Sunday or Monday night game against the Browns. Minka dove to tackle him because prior to that, Chubb was shaking off every tackler that tried to tackle him up in this area and was running over him. So Minka hit him, and what happened was that somebody had Chubb, and when Minka hit him, his leg didn't move like it would normally, and he took his leg out. So I'm sorry, you can't go into a game and go, oh well, he's a dirty player when tackling is part of the game. I'm sorry.
That's literally what they did to Vontaze Burfict. He breathed on people and it was a flag. You know what I mean? So it happened.
Some about what Devontae's hit against AB, cool, that was a dirty play, sure.
Yeah. Also, too, by the way, man, speaking of that play, man, why wasn't Joey Porter flagged? Why was he on the field? I don't understand that. But okay, I digress.
They're one of the greatest collapses of all time.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yes, Bronny, he dove at his knees because he was trying to tackle him. Because he kept running everybody over.
Did he dive at his knees to alligator tackle? Did he torpedo?
Let me bring up the damn play. Hold on, let's bring up the damn play.
That's dirty. But if he dove to alligator, that's fine. But if he dove to attack the knee, that's dirty. That's a bit dirty. Damn, I look good with his haircut. Sorry.
We're getting way off course. Don't wanted to get done with this early, but
well, it's just we're coming to 30 minutes. It's fine.
All right, here we go. Ready to play.
Oh.
Trying to pick his way inside the 5, and he does. Knocked down at the 3.
That happened too quick.
Patrick gets the tackle, but a gain of 5.
They're not gonna show the replay. You gotta go back. You gotta go back.
Hold on.
Oh boy.
Let me mute this.
Fitzpatrick is.
Yeah, definitely mute that. You'll get.
He's done some good things here in this game. Here's Chubb trying to pick his way inside the 5.
There's another angle of it. I'll have to find it eventually. That's just him going low and trying to make a tackle.
Yeah,
so you go dirty because you can't do something. How is it? How is going for a tackle being dirty?
So he threw his body at his knee. He didn't go full torpedo on the knee. Is that what I saw?
He dove to try to get because the guy up top was getting run through. He dove and he hit him.
So someone
Now,
was
it
tackling
sucks.
him high, and then he went low.
No, he was trying to tackle. The guy was trying to tackle him up high.
But then Mika
But
went low.
wasn't getting him. Minka went to take his legs out.
Yeah, that's a bit dirty, Suge. That's a bit dirty. That's a bit dirty.
So, you said he did it because he was hard to tackle. Chubb was running over people.
Exactly, Suge, and he couldn't stop him, so he went a little low. He went a little dirty. It's fine.
That's not being dirty.
I don't know about that, Suge.
You guys, I don't understand how you guys can sit there and go it's dirty but you allow a guy to just get run over you. Oh, I'm gonna just let him run over me. No, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to tackle him. And if I can't tackle him high, because I can't take him at his head, right? Because that's against the rules. And when I hit him in the chest, he's running over me. I'm gonna have to go to his leg.
Well, that's just a biological disadvantage because he's stronger than you. That's just biology right there, man.
He's known because you guys say he's known for being dirty because you think he's dirty, but when your players do the exact same stuff,
I don't think
it's all good. It's all good when they do it, but because the Steeler did it, it's dirty.
You're talking to them, and you're talking to me. I never knew Michael Fitzpatrick was dirty until I started talking about the Ravens. Minka. I never knew he had a dirty label. I never did.
No, I'm arguing the fact that you're making a tackle. Because we had this argument before, if you watch the play, his leg gets stuck in the ground when he gets hit.
Yeah.
If his leg's not stuck in the ground, he just goes down and gets up. But because his leg got stuck in the ground and he gets hit, it busted up his knee. How is that dirty on Minka? He didn't know his leg was going to get stuck in the ground.
And my internet's
and when you're taking a tackle and you're going after thighs, so let me ask you a question: tackling at somebody's thighs, is that dirty?
No, that's what you're supposed to tackle.
Okay, so if I put my shoulder pad right on his thigh, but the rest of and his leg gets stuck in the ground when I hit it and it takes out the knee, how is that dirty? Right?
No.
So okay,
no,
that's exactly what happened.
So
because he threw his body. Okay. Where's his thighs and knees at, Brodney? They're literally separated by an inch.
So yeah, because they tell you.
Okay, that's not what happened. Okay.
Wait, I'm lost. I'm behind. What's going on? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What?
Oh my bad. I don't know who you were yelling at for a minute.
No, it's a dumbass argument that I can't stand arguing with Brodney about. Because it's like, oh, he's going for his knees. When you don't know that. He dove at his thigh and his foot got stuck, and so he hit him in the knee. Oh, only show. Okay, now I love how he tries to personally try to attack me because he knows he's losing the argument. That's okay though. That's okay though.
You said he went ad hominem on you or something? Yeah, exactly. You don't know he wasn't, and they don't know he was.
So you can't label him a dirty player then, because you don't know intent.
I just wanted to talk WNBA, but we're
right,
talking Fitzpatrick.
No, I don't bullshit because when it's one of your teams, you're again assuming that he's trying to hurt somebody and calling him a dirty player when. That happens in football all the time. Other players do it. I don't see you calling them dirty. But because he did it because he's on the Steelers, oh, he's dirty. Oh, you hit a quarterback. They're dirty. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Anyway, Steelers lose 24-27 to the Colts.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they fall 3-1. Next week, Cowboys. They play against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are coming to Pittsburgh. I will be in Texas for that game. And unfortunately, it's in Pittsburgh, so I got excited thinking, "Oh, I could try to go to the game." No, not gonna happen.
No,
I'll be watching it from the resort I'm at for watching the game. So But Steelers fall 3-1. Justin Fields again, 22 out of 34, 312 yards, 1 touchdown. Joe Flacco, 16 for 26, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. That good old Joe Flacco. Because Richardson looked pretty decent, but I think had he stayed in the game,
Do you know what they did to him?
it was and it's Minka, and we're gonna already hear that. Well, so
No. Okay, yeah. So he hurts his hip. He leaves the game.
Leaves the game, and then they come back and he runs an RPO.
He's still hurt, and they run an RPO, and he gets hurt.
And he tries to run it. Yeah, he tries to run it. He gives himself. They called it a late slide, and then he got hit by Minka.
Well, he was already hurt. Though. He was already hurt.
Yeah, he was already hurt, but he got hit by Minka. He got hit. Well, don't believe that, Ferris. Everyone's gonna blame Minka. He's a dirty player. Remember? He got hit by Minka, and then he went out, and Joe Flacco came in for the rest of the game, and see. He's like, yeah. The RPO, calling an RPO after your quarterback just hurts his hip.
Hurt his hip is that's just diabolical, disgusting work. That's disgusting.
That's pretty. So, yeah, the coach is done for that one. Yeah.
What? Yeah, man, like Kevin O'Connell. There's a quote attributed to Kevin O'Connell. I don't know if he actually said this quote, but if he said it or not, it doesn't matter. It's a great quote. Organizations fail QBs more than QBs fail organizations. Nowadays, when a QB gets drafted, the great indicator that if they're going to succeed, Suge, not that they're a good QB in college, it's who drafts them. Who drafts them?
Yeah.
Like literally, the Patrick Mahomes draft, where they were like, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes got drafted by Kansas City." Everyone said that's a great place for him to get drafted. He gets the city year behind Alex Smith. Plus, he has Andy Reid, who is well equipped to tame wild QBs like him, because they just like Brett Favre when he was, a fat drunk in Atlanta. When he went
Jesus.
What?
I just love the way you described him. Go ahead, keep going.
In Atlanta, he was a fat drunk. Jerry Glanville was like, "Get this fat drunk off my team. I don't want him here." And then so Mike Holmgren and Andy Reid were like, we'll take the fat drunk. And then they bring him up to Green Bay, and they made him stop being fat, and they forced him to stop drinking, and then he became Brett Favre. So people were like, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes is perfect for Andy Reid." Nowadays, that's the greatest indicator if a QB is going to be successful. Let's say Sam Darnold in his rookie year got drafted by Kevin O'Connell in the Minnesota Vikings. Could have we've seen a better version of Sam Darnold than the Jets, because he was drafted by Adam Gase. And Adam Gase is a horrible head coach. He was still living off of being Peyton Manning's buddy. That's how he kept getting jobs. You know what I mean? So there's that. So that's the thing, man. Anthony Richardson, everyone knew what he was. Everyone knew what he was. Yeah, he was also on painkillers. He's also a criminal. Everyone knew what he was. He was raw. He only had 14 starts, about 14 some odd starts coming into the NFL. He only has 25 starts currently post high school. So to be like, "Oh, he's not the finished article." Well, yeah, no shit, he's not the finished article, dumbass. He has 24 starts in his career post high school. Oh, he's not as far along as we thought. Duh. Thank you for pointing out the obvious. You know what? The sky is blue, I'm brown, and he's short. Well, we're just pointing out stuff that's obvious now? That's what it is, bro. I feel sorry for Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, but they were able to pull out the win today. Like I said, Steelers play the Cowboys next week. Should be an interesting game. Justin Fields really showed some stuff today. Defense needs to get back on it. They were considered going into this week probably the number one defense. But you can't let a journeyman quarterback go out there and piece you up like that. And then
it is Joe Flacco though, so he knows you like the back of his hand.
That's true. He does. But they play the Cowboys next week, so it's gonna be very interesting. real quick first, because this is what you really want to talk about. We'll get into a couple of things with WNBA. And we'll start off with one. We'll start with the first. We'll start with the game today.
Well,
New York
awards came
Liberty
out.
awards came out. There's a lot to talk about. We'll talk about a few things, but New York Liberty were able to beat the Aces, beat them by 10. There was even a video of your good friend Spike Lee going at it with Kelsey Plum.
That's a lot of that. He just can't help himself, can he?
Yeah, I don't know. But they lose this game behind and on the back of Brianna Stewart, 34 points. Sabrina scoring 21.
Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah, Jones scoring 21.
You can't say her
13.
name, can you, Suge?
Sabrina Ionescu? Yeah, I can say it.
So I
just
just say
said
Sabrina. Sabrina.
Yeah, Sabrina. Because I was looking at the Vandersloot and then Leona Fiabich.
Leonie Firbich. Yeah, Firbich.
There's no R.
Firbich. No, there is.
No, there's
F-R.
not. No, Fiebich.
Okay, then it's Fiebich. Fiebich. Oh, it's
Fiebich.
Leonie Fiebich.
Leona Fiabich, yeah. So I was looking at that, but it was Ionescu, Fiebich, and Vandersloot. So that's why I kind of stopped. But I know you got to watch some of the end of this game.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about Liberty taking that first game? And this is it best out of 5 now, right?
Best out of 5.
Not
Yes,
best
it's best out of 5. It's best out of 5.
Best out of
Yeah.
5. What are your thoughts?
It's revenge. It's anger. Courtney Vandersloot was asked before the series because they asked her about last year. She says it's a scar on us. It's a scar because she had a chance to tie the game up or take the lead at the end of last year, and she airballs a 3, Courtney Vandersloot. So she probably has the airball imprinted in her brain, and and she was like, "We gotta show them what's up." It's a great juxtaposition because last year Brianna Stewart won MVP, and it pissed off Asia Wilson, and Asia Wilson then came in and schooled her and schooled the Liberty in the finals to prove that I should have won it. Now this time around, Brianna Stewart had a great game in lieu of Asia Wilson winning MVP, and they won by 10. Like I said, Brianna Stewart, she wins everywhere she goes, and she's not going to come to the Liberty not win something. You know what I mean? She's going to win something, and you added fuel to the fire. They're angry. They're angry, and this isn't some, it's another year. The team is now chemistry wise, because last year, they didn't just add Brianna. Like Brianna they also added Jonquel Jones. So it was 2 new players with just 3 new players with Sabrina and Laney Bijanay Laney Hamilton. It was Bijanay Laney last year, but now it's Hamilton. So because she got married. So now it's another year with a second-year coach, because Sandra Brandello was also a new coach last year. So Suge, you had a new coach last year, 3 new players, right? And they made the WNBA finals with all the new stuff. And then now it's same players, same coach. They're a better team, best record in the WNBA, home court advantage. They're angry. They added a European powerhouse in Leonie Fiebich, because she has championships in the Spanish leagues, in the French leagues. She knows big games, Euro League. She knows that. So she's coming off the bench, or sometimes she starts with Kayla Thornton. So they're mad, and they're out here to prove a point. You know what I mean? They heard the noise talking about, like, I can't believe you lost on your home court in the finals. Y'all suck. You know what I mean? You don't think Brianna Stewart sees that? You don't think she put that on the bulletin board? Like, y'all don't know who my name is, bro. My name is Brianna Stewart. 4-time NCAA champion, 2-time WNBA champion in Seattle, multiple-time MVP. All I do is win. I'm going to win. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, they look good today against the Aces. We're able to get that.
By the way, they're 3-0 against the Aces during the season. So they swept the Aces during the season, and they won this game by 10. So I'm thinking this goes 4.
There you go. All right. I'm having trouble finding some of the awards.
Well, that's because she tore her Achilles 2 years ago, Hendo. She was coming off Achilles. 3 years ago. Then 2 years ago it was off. It was the first season after the Achilles. Then last year she didn't win. That's true. She's angry. Brianna Stewart's angry.
All right. So we don't. I don't think they've announced Rookie of the Year yet. But we know Minnesota Lynx. Sherry Reeves has won Coach of the Year. Cheryl Reeves.
Cheryl Reeve. Put respect on my coach's name.
Cheryl Reeve.
Okay, you
Collier.
can't use my face as these unoriginal people, man.
Collier won Defensive Player of the Year. Dejanay Carrington named Most Improved.
Yes.
Asia Wilson MVP. I don't see Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I thought they announced it already, but
I thought so too. But
it's Caitlin Clark, bro. It's Caitlin Clark. It's like that's.
But two of the big stories coming out this week for WNBA. One is, Teresa Weatherspoon fired as Chicago Sky coach.
Yes.
After only 1 year. Ferris, give us your thoughts about that.
See, this organization is a dumpster fire. It's a pure dumpster fire. This is the same organization that keeps losing players because they don't want to play for this organization. Elena Deladon said, "Get me out of here." Kalia Copper, Finals MVP, said, "Get me out of here." Marina Mabry, "Get me out of here." And they fired Teresa Witherspoon. You hired her to give her only 1 year. If that was the case with Teresa, she wouldn't have accepted the job. She wouldn't have accepted the job if you hire her to fire her after a year. If the expectations were to make the playoffs or you get fired after you got rid of your best player and sent them to Phoenix, and you basically stripped the team bare, and then Camila Cardoso is injured for the first part of the season. Elizabeth Williams is injured. Angel Reese then breaks her wrist. Kennedy Carter gets COVID. And there was still a game out of the playoffs. I kept saying I don't know what their offensive identity was under Teresa Witherspoon, but I knew it was going to take her more than a year to get it. So you know what I mean? So this is just another example of how.
Bless you. You're muted. You're muted. Ferris, you're muted. You are muted. Can you not hear me, Ferris? Ferris, you're muted. Can't hear you.
One WNBA champ. Like this is how dysfunctional this thing is. With one WNBA champ, I hit the wrong button. I apologize. I thought I unmuted myself. But that's what I'm saying, man. EDD didn't want to stay. Kalia Copper didn't want to stay. No one wants to. James Wade, Suge. No, I agree with you. The end of the season was, but firing, let her fix it. See, just fucking thieves, man. Just a bunch of thieves. Thieving, just a bunch of thieves, bro. I'm a trendsetter, Suge. I want you to remember that. But yeah, man. Just James Wade, Suge, the coach that won them in the WNBA championship, James Wade, said, "I would rather go be an assistant in the NBA than be the head coach and GM of this franchise." You're stealing my joke and I'm the thief? God, man. Bunch of 2-bit lying hack faces. That's what they are. But yeah, man.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, this organization.
Let me ask you a question, Ferris. Do you think they're bringing in somebody big? or was what was the reason?
Define big. You hired the first ever defensive player ever in WNBA history, one of the greatest guards in WNBA history, one of the pioneers of the WNBA. Literally, she was a part of the core foundation of this league. Her, Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Lobo, the Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, Cynthia Cooper. She was the face.
Big, like not fat. I'm thinking maybe just a bigger name.
You know, like she was a big name. She was also an assistant coach in the WNBA. Plus, she was also, I believe, she was in charge of pro player development in New Orleans. What's a bigger name than this?
So what do you and Brownie brought it up. He says, the end of the season. What happened? So what happened? What do you think happened?
I just think because it
has to be something. If it's just the organization making bad decisions, that's fine. But why would they make this decision? Like I could imagine it was 2 years in, maybe 3.
I think it comes down to first year head coaching inexperience. She didn't adjust well because she lost her players. You know what I mean? Angel Reese, Elizabeth Williams, the guards weren't playing very well. You know what I mean? So it kind of just fell off the wagon wheels. Like, no offense, like they were one game, or 2 games out of the playoff, but they were also 11-22. Or like you know what I mean? So like they weren't a good team.
Yeah.
It's the thing is, the WNBA, half the league makes it in the playoffs. Like there were teams who were still under 500 in play for the playoffs. So just because
there was a team that was under 500 that made the playoffs.
Exactly. So like they were still a bad team. Like, just because they were in playoff contention didn't mean they were good. You know what I mean? So there's that. Yeah, they were 13-27. The only 2 teams worse than them were the Wings and the Sparks. See, the Atlanta Dream made the playoffs, and they were 10 games under 500. 10 games under 500, Suge. 15-25.
Yeah, sorry.
You know what I mean? So like, they were still a bad team. Roster's a little gutted. Isabel Harrison hasn't been the same since she hurt her knee. You know what I mean? So they need to retool. It would have been a good thing if they kept Kalia Copper, but they didn't keep Kalia Copper. She would have been the crown jewel in the team, but they didn't keep her at all. So it is what it is. So I'm gonna filibuster here. I don't think she should have been fired. Should have given her 1 more year to adjust things. It's just first year inexperience at head coaching. But I don't agree with the decision to fire her. I don't.
Where do you think they're gonna go from here as far as hiring a new coach?
Shoot, I don't know. Like who's out there? Like who? Like I don't know. I don't know, man.
Derek Fisher?
Over my ass. Derek Fisher, yeah, right.
They ended up being bad, but they lost 12 of their 14 players.
Yeah, they did lose 12 of their last 14. I think, like firing her like a year in, I think it's a little crazy. You know what I mean? What if, you give her 2 years and she adjusts? Like my thing is like, you give them a year? You know what I mean? How bad was it? Like I don't fully agree. Like I believe you should give coaches at least 2 years. At least 2. If you can't fix it in 2, get out of here. A year after you gutted the roster and, you're just a bad organization throughout, it is what it is. But some people can disagree with,
90 and the Still D always brings it. The offense better wake up. 2 fan base rivals coming up. Yeah. Feeling that still. What's going on? Appreciate you stopping by. Yes, the Steelers will be playing the Cowboys. We're talking WNBA right now. I know that doesn't, in the title, but my man Ferris loves talking WNBA. I love talking WNBA with him.
You have a valid point, Brian. That's a valid point.
I agree
Yep.
with you, but I'm saying
It's a
she
valid
couldn't
point.
adjust to the players in class at the end.
That's a valid point.
What's up? What's up, Dre? How you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful
Right,
day.
dog.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Another coming out of this WNBA is after the Connecticut Suns defeated the Fever. Alyssa Thomas came out and was talking about some of the harassment, some of the racist comments coming toward her online,
Mhm.
things like that, and particularly called out Fever fans. And were you able to see that first?
Yeah, I was, but I also want to like she says Fever fans, right? But those people are not Fever fans.
Hmm.
They're Caitlyn fans who became Fever fans because she's on the Fever. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I'm not
she addressed it. She addressed it that she said, "You're not my fans of the Fever or me. You know, if you're doing those kind of things." She came out the next
exactly,
day and talked about it.
exactly.
But she's being used as the banner, I guess, for people acting like this.
That's exactly.
And it was addressed by a few people, and then it was also addressed by Aaliyah Boston. Why did I say Alyssa? Aaliyah Boston. She
Mhm.
came out and said something, and she even talked about how she's taking time. She took time away from social media and things like that because of this. And like I said, Caitlyn came out and addressed it. And they WNBA has come out and talked about it. Even the WNBA Players Association was talking about criticizing some of the people covering the WNBA and how they were trying to provoke DJ Carrington into saying that she was purposely trying to hurt Caitlyn, things like that. What can the and I just want to get your thoughts and maybe anybody in the chat. What can the WNBA do moving forward to try to prevent things like this going on, the harassment, the the blatant racism that happens online, because it is hard, because we always talk about first, this behind, people can sit behind a keyboard and say anything they want, and it's hard for them to, up until a certain point, it's hard to stop them, and then even discourage it. But what can the WNBA do moving forward? I know you've been big on this. What could you do?
You can't feed into the agenda or the narratives, right? You know, like DJ Carrington went to defend a pass. She accidentally hit her in the face. You keep it moving. You know what I mean? It's basketball plays, bro. These people are not these new fans, they're not basketball fans. They're losers. They're unathletic losers who've never played a sport in their entire life. Because now, right, they also now they're talking about Angel Reese is saying, she doesn't want the negativity. She's okay with being a villain. Yeah, she is. On the court. The court. We talking basketball villains, not real life villains like, dictators. You know what I mean? Like people talking like, oh man, she told this Angel Reese said this girl sucks. She told this girl you suck on the basketball. Like, yeah, on the court. You've never told anybody, hey bro, you suck. I'm cooking you right now. On the court? How, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, she asked for us being racist and misogynistic because she told that one girl you suck. Make it make sense to me, Suge. Make it make sense to me.
No, absolutely.
Make it make sense to me. And that's the thing. So the NFL, the WNBA PlayStation, they're doing their job. They're players. That's their job. Your job is to protect me. That's your job. I'm in the union. I pay my dues. You represent me in negotiable, and your job is to protect me. If I do something extremely stupid, then you can have a conversation. But this isn't stupid. You got to protect me here. And people talking about like, oh man, Christina Brennan, she's a pioneer in sports broadcasting because she's a woman. Yeah, we all know that. We all know who she is. I know who she is. But doesn't mean you're infallible. Doesn't mean you're perfect. You decided to, like, it was a nothing play. It was a legit nothing play. And you took that little nothing play and you blew it up to create a narrative that they're going after Caitlin Clark. Like, she's special. because they go after every rookie every year. Nobody's special. Brittany Griner tried to beat up Rakia Jackson 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And is it exploded because Caitlin Clark? Absolutely. You damn right is. Do some WNBA players not like her? Possibly. But who cares? I thought we wanted some rivalries. I thought we wanted certain players to hate each other.
Yeah.
But now it's, y'all gotta be kumbaya with her. Y'all gotta like her. She's the only one you're supposed to like. You're supposed to coddle her. But then in the same breath say, we want more hatred and we want more competitiveness in our leagues. She probably has friends in the WNBA. Let's not act like she's all alone. You know what I mean? She probably has friends, people who she talks to. Not everyone probably likes her, but that's fine. You think everyone likes LeBron James? You think that? You think every NBA player likes LeBron James? You think every NBA player liked Kobe? You think that? If you thought that, you're stupid. You dumb. There are people who hated Kobe. There are people who hate LeBron James. They won't say it out loud because people will go after them, but there's people who hate them. Are some people, you know what I mean? Some of them role players, some of them good players, yeah. But let's not act like people are all like, oh my God, LeBron James, you God, you king, I bow down to you. Man, you think people like him? Man, you think Klay Thompson likes LeBron James? You think Klay Thompson likes LeBron James? Suge?
I think he does.
No, he doesn't.
You don't think so?
He doesn't hate him, right? But he's not homies with him. So he doesn't really like him. It's just LeBron James to him. That's what some people think with CeCe. You're just Caitlin Clark to me. I don't give a shit about you. You know what I mean? And if you do, and if someone doesn't like her, whatever.
So you mean to tell me that people aren't doing this to Caitlin Clark?
Poor, you're broke, and no one gives a shit about you. And you need to realize that.
One, she's not poor or she's not broke. So, you know what I mean? And people do give a shit about her.
Sage Becker and old girl on USC. You don't know who old girl on USC is?
Juju Watkins, Jay.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Disrespectful.
man. Come on, son.
Disrespectful, Jay.
Wow, dog. That's crazy.
Disrespectful. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
That was not young Ferris. That looked like
okay,
Ferris. Look at that guy.
I will say though that again, I think people like you kind of said in the beginning, we can have this argument all day, but people that are doing this aren't real fans. That's just how it is. Like, you're not real fans. You're using Caitlyn as a banner to be, like you said, racist, misogynistic, and she spoke out about it. Also, too, you saw, if you watched the game, someone was saying something to her, and she she told the refs, the security pulled the guy, but I guess the guy was allowed to go back to his seat. They need to do something for all players, not just Caitlyn, not just all players need to be protected. Again, Leah Boston talked about it. We do know that there's some friction going on. There's some players that are possibly leaving Indiana Fever. Nalissa Smith, I was trying to say the name right, possibly leaving. She took out the Fever banner on her Instagram, things like that. She'll probably be leaving, might be heading to Connecticut because she does have connections there. But you can't sit there and go after players, like you said, misogynistically or racist. Talk about the game. Great example, Ferris. You and me, we covered a trivia league, and we would talk about how people played, not about them personally. And a lot of players took it personally, and we would always have this argument with people. We're talking about the game. We're not talking about you personally.
Mm-hmm.
And people would get angry. And it's kind of the same thing. Talking about someone's play on the court is perfectly fine. Whether you're a person on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, whatever. It's when you make it a personal thing, when it becomes an issue. And so I think I agree with everything Alyssa Thomas said. I do think that things need to change, and real fans need to start policing other fans when it comes to comments about race, you know, being a misogynistic toward a woman in the WNBA, or even just talking about them personally, the looks and things. But it also has to go both ways, because we have sat here, Ferris, and you know this. Watch people call Caitlin Clark, she looks like a man. You know, called her Screech, call her Detective Stabler. That's from Hendo. Um, things like that. So I think, and you and Ferris have said this about Alyssa Thomas, that she's not the most lovable player in the WNBA,
Dirty
but
as shit.
she does have a point though, that you know they need to protect all the players, and they need to do something about this. And we'll see what happens next, especially next season. But I do applaud Alyssa Thomas for bringing that up and making it a point that we do need to talk about it, and it needs to be addressed again, and it needs to be about all players, not just some, not just certain ones. All players need to be protected in the WNBA, because I think it's just going to grow from here, and it looks like it's going to get big. And if you want that, on another note, Ferris, Gabby Williams, right? Is it Gabby Williams from
Yep.
the Seattle? Okay, so I responded to a TikTok about her. No, it's not the same, Brodney. But you can't. You're. Why are we talking about how she looks like when it should be about her game? Like, yes, talk about someone's looks and racial is two different things, but we should be focusing on the game, criticizing her game, not how she looks. Because the other players don't want that done to them, right? So why would you do it to one player? Say it's okay to do it to one player, and not say it's not okay to do it to another to all players, but do it to one player. That's all I'm saying. Gabby Williams is going back to Europe to play in the Euro leagues, and she was talking about how WNBA, because she did a press conference in WA. Yes, Brodney, and that's not right. It needs to stop. Shouldn't be doing it at all. But she's talking about how the WNBA is lying, and the commissioner saying that they pay players 700,000 in salary to players.
Yeah, they're lying through their teeth.
That they're lying, and she has to go to another country. And she talked about it, basically saying, "Look, I go play somewhere else, and then maybe if a WNBA team wants me to play for them, and I feel the situation is good, I'm gonna go play. If not, I stay over here because I make more money and I live over here and things like that."
And she wants to play for her French national team.
Yeah, and she wants to play for a French national team. There's also, Brianna, like we've talked about, Brianna Stewart, and I believe somebody else, Collier, right? Is starting the 3-on-3 league.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw this, Ferris, but they were talking about amazing when it comes to Kate. I'm not just saying Caitlin. Why do you guys keep thinking it's Caitlin? Angel Reese was called names about how she looks. There's other people that were called names about their looks. It's all of them. I'm not just talking about Caitlin. So stop assuming it's just Caitlin. Like, I'm talking about all of it needs to stop. Jesus Christ. There was a I believe it was the Fever's general manager saying that Caitlin was invited to that 3-on-3 and is now declined it. Have you heard about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that the general manager, or it was, I don't know if it was the owner or general manager, but she was on the podcast and she said that Caitlin
the general manager of the Indiana Fever, she has her own problems. Like telling the Connecticut Sun GM to how about you throw this game so we can have a home game? Like what?
Well, we talked about this. The setup is stupid.
I think she meant it like as a joke,
Yeah,
because
but the setup is stupid.
Yeah,
the setup is stupid.
That's fine.
It should be 1-1-1. but it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can change about it. That's just how the format is. But are you surprised that Caitlyn was invited, or do you think that's true? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm not shocked that she was invited. I'm not shocked. She said no to her. Well, guess what? Like Asia Wilson isn't playing in it this year. So Asia's not playing in it. It's Asia Wilson MVP. She said I'm not playing in it. Kaylin being invited doesn't shock me.
Well, no, I think it's, to me, it's more
Her
of a
saying no
not that
doesn't shock me.
well, no, her saying no doesn't shock me, but if you're starting up a new league, like the Big Three, how the Big Three started, you got to get names in there. Remember the name that was always thrown around for the Big Three was Kobe.
Yeah.
And Kobe was like, nah, I'm not. Because if you get someone like that, that's almost a shot in the arm as
Well, they had
far
AI
as yeah. But I'm saying your
for
new league,
games.
your WNBA,
What you did.
your women's league. If you get an Asia Wilson, if you get a Caitlin Clark, if you get those players, I know Angel Reese was invited. Is she going to play? Because her
No.
wrist is broken.
She's not
So
playing.
it's going to be tough because remember they promised good money for the players that come and play for
Mhm.
this league. So I think it's a little tough. I think they're trying to get well-known established players.
Also, too,
And
these players need breaks, so they're probably not
Yeah.
gonna. So they want because they want to break. So there's that. Because like it's just with I know she had the 2 weeks off for the Olympics with Kaylin and all the other Olympians, but she literally played the college basketball season, went to draft, training camp, the WNBA season, 2 weeks off, WNBA season, and then unrivaled 3-on-3 on top of that. That's a lot of basketball. Unlike the women who are participating in the unrivaled, they had a break during the college the women's college basketball season. They had a break, but she hasn't had a break. All the rookies haven't had breaks. Kia Jackson hasn't had a break. Angel Reese didn't really get a break. Caitlin didn't get a break. Camila Cardoso didn't get a break. They didn't get breaks. There was no breaks. Aaliyah Edwards didn't get a break, but now they're getting breaks. They're going to take the fall.
they're gonna take that time. They're gonna take that time
off. So yeah.
All right, bro. Ferris.
You were gonna call me Brodney, weren't you?
No, I was. Where do you guys play next week? You guys play the Seahawks. Give me your thoughts on Giants versus Seahawks before we get out of here.
I think we could win the game, but we're not going to win the game. Seahawks are going to beat us. They're going to basically play press man, and they're going to dare Daniel Jones to throw receivers open like they did on Monday night. That game against Monday night where they lost like 8 offensive linemen and they still won. You know what I mean? Because, Daniel Jones threw that horrible pick to Devin Witherspoon. Because Devin Witherspoon literally said, I knew where he was going to throw the ball. He telegraphs everything. So it is what it is. Malik Neighbors is concussed, so he may not even play. So we're just basically the same team like we were last year, just without Saquon Barkley. So we'll see. I think Seahawks win though.
You think Seahawks win?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just be happy the Eagles lost today. So
Yeah, hell yeah, baby. You know what it is. Screw them.
all right. Well, you can find me here, Suge Knight 323 on Tuesdays doing Steel Conspiracy. You can find me Sundays after Steeler games, which will not happen next week because I am out of town. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll go live from my phone, but I will not be here next week because I will be in Texas. No, unfortunately, not for the Steelers Dallas game, but for work. So I will not be here. Jeremy Miller wants to know, Ferris, thoughts on the cat trade?
I have no thoughts. I'm done. I'm done judging trades before anything happens. I thought I won the Brian Burns trade, and I was gloating in front of Jay and Brodney, but it's looking like we didn't win that trade. So, oh my God, did Cleveland not keep that touchdown? Oh, what? Oh man, that would have given me so much points in fantasy. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, I'm not gonna judge it until I see them play. Horseman Metcalf. Is that what they call
Horseman, yeah, Horseman.
What?
JSN or Horseman Metcalf. I didn't know they called him that.
And I know
You
they
did
call
win
him
the trade, brother.
Horseman.
You did. He said you did win the trade. All right. Ferris, let the people know where they can find you and all your great content.
You can find me on the Let's Get Ready Network highlights channel every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific. Good friends, better rivals. Me and Caleb talk NFC East, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, a smattering of Eagles, and a smattering of Washington Commanders. And as well as every Giants game this coming season, I'll be doing play-by-play for every game. I did the Thursday night game against Dallas. I'm going to do the Sunday game against Seattle. So yeah. And there you have it.
There you go. Thank you for everybody joining and hanging out with us this Sunday. Hope you have a rest of the wonderful day.